in response to our widespread, pun intended, notoriety in the pop culture pantheon, John and Shane have been offered our own adult film curation label, entitled Twatkins and Cunt, Private Investigators, primed for release at any moment. Michael will not be taking part in productions as no one wants him investigating their privates. Well, if you wanted honesty after 69 episodes, you've come to the wrong place. Cunnilingus and cum dumpstery. Yes, that is what we're at here.
Ooh, I love it.
It is not cola, it is a cock.
Coca-Cola.
Time to whip it out and start cooking.
The power of the mic compels you.
Much like cock, I need one. And at this point, you can smell the Caucasian through your speakers.
You're screaming, I scream.
I think I missed half of the references, but I understood the point.
Dim-witted thunderfuck. This is the Disinformed podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm John.
I'm Michael.
And welcome back as we're going to start sucking ourselves off momentarily.
69 episodes, 69 strokes, and 69 fresh loads. Straight to your face.
I mean,
Air
I
horn?
tend to diversify my portfolio, so I'm not just going to go right to the mush every time.
Yeah, I don't know how you can get 69 strokes in. I usually get one and I'm done, so.
We've talked about
The
the
worst
DDR
Tootsie Roll Pop.
yeah, or like the, like we've talked about that there's a genre of porn. Yeah, we have. I think we did
Yes,
this on air
yes,
like
yes.
season 1 stuff.
Guitar Hero, yeah.
Yeah, but for stroking, like
Yes.
where there's
Yes,
the little thing where
yes.
it's like you're supposed to fap on the downbeat.
I still don't know how I haven't tried it and I don't plan on it.
It's racist is what it is. Persecutes people of a certain, ethnicity with no rhythm.
White people?
In general.
So how's it going, guys?
Right
I'm
round
alive.
like a record.
Right round.
Indeed.
Right, round.
Spun like a gun.
Ooh.
You pull the trigger of my love gun.
Well, I got a
Ew.
bullet with your name on it.
Bullet with a name?
I held the gun and you pulled the trigger and we watched it all go.
Yeah. Can we just roll back
Staring down
to
the barrel of a
before-
45.
Before we were rolling and you admitted something that I think some people might consider an embarrassing Snapple fact about your record collection?
Yes, I'm more than happy to admit that on air. I own, as of this very moment, 8 311 records.
And after the first record, you were like, yeah, I need 7 more?
Mon Frere, like, the eponymous 311 record that most everybody owned and loved was actually, I think, their 4th or 5th release.
Oh, wow.
So they had, like, Grassroots was a fun one. I'm going to lose my brain here. But in any event, I went and bought the back catalog because I was working at a record store at the time.
And
So
you
I got them
probably
for
got it for cheap,
super
too.
cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I
that
was
makes more
like,
sense.
I'll go snag these things and listen to them. I think one of them was just called Music, if I recall correctly.
Human
And
music.
there's some tasty stuff on there. I was a big fan of the 311 back in the day, and I still have moments where I need to channel it, and I enjoy it. So, for anybody who enjoys a little reggae, rap, rock fusion,
Actually, I heard that is Dewan's favorite band is 311.
really, I
nothing
actually thought it
more-
was Black Bottom Lighters was his actual favorite.
Oh, it's a close
band.
second.
Yeah.
He only likes white boy reggae. He's said this multiple times, and I'm sure that if we comb the records, we can find an audio clip of him saying that somewhere, sometime. Favorite genre, white
Yeah.
people reggae.
As I recall, it also had a bunch of plates clanking around in the background when he said it.
Well, this one's
It's-
somber, so it's okay to cry.
It's like my sex life.
Speaking of your sex life, Melissa apparently thinks that I'm a depressed individual and like that you need to do wellness checks on me.
Yeah. I'm basically I have the police doing a regular routine run through of your neighborhood just to see if there's anything leaking out from under
Yeah.
your patio door there.
Let's do like the A side of a campaign versus the B side of a campaign real quick. So at the end of last week's episode, I left the office, I went downstairs and went to Becky and I was like, That episode was a lot of fun. I think we're really hitting a stride. I just had a blast recording. And now the B-side is Shane is leaving his office, or they listen to the episode, and Melissa goes, "Is John okay? Did you check if he's okay? He sounded depressed."
Sounded really out of it.
Yeah.
Essentially, was the way that it came around. It just everything okay with John? John sounded a little out of it. And, to her credit, she is a better human being than definitely me. And I wasn't going to do the blanket sweep here because, Michael doesn't have enough of a personality to not be a good person.
You're going to make me spit.
Should I be offended by that?
Maybe, I don't know.
Write it on the whiteboard, and then we'll figure it out later. Should I be offended?
And long story short, too fucking late, Melissa was essentially just concerned for your well-being and was genuinely heartfelt when she's curious about how you were. And my response, which is just deadpan straight Shane, is just like, if there's a problem, he's going to tell me. I don't need to ask. It's like, you didn't even ask? I was like, no, I don't care enough about him to invade his life. I'm just going to wait until he tells me. He's like, listen, I have a gun in my mouth right now. Would you please help me? I'm like,
Except
okay.
It wouldn't sound like that because you can only...
you only speak in sibilants.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I think that I'm like firing on all
flying
cylinders.
high.
Yeah. Like I even re-listened and I was like, no, I feel good. It felt great to me. But to your credit, or to her credit rather, thank you for the concern.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being a decent human being.
You did say you were discombobulated. I think that is the closest thing we have to any kind of culpability at the beginning of the show when we were hazing you about the demons in the glass behind you.
Oh yeah, I was discombobulated because you guys were convincing me that my office and my house is haunted.
It is. Frankenstein lives there.
It is. There is something that's been going like really strange that's been happening, but it's not like a haunting strange.
Oh,
there
more
is,
roof rats?
Yeah, more roof rats. Maybe. No. The noise alert, like when your battery's dying in your fire alarm, the little beep. Well, this has been happening for a couple of weeks now, and we cannot find what is making the noise. We took the fire alarm down. We took the carbon monoxide thing down, checked the batteries, took the batteries out of both at the same time, and there's still a sound happening. And we live in like townhomes, so we share one of our walls with the next door neighbors. And we're wondering, because when we go into that, there's that one bathroom downstairs. Mm-hmm. When I was in there, when either of us have been there, we've heard the beep inside, what sounds like inside the bathroom. So we're wondering if maybe they have an alarm that's dying. The
beep is coming inside the bathroom.
Either that, or there is just like a phantom bug in the house somewhere that's just deciding to beep. But it's slowly driving us into madness.
Cool.
Yeah, it's so hot. Yeah, so when the repairman comes over to fix the battery, the only thing he's going to be fixing are these guts.
All right. And what's Becky going to be doing?
Crying and filming.
Okay. So it was like me with you and Jesse in the bathtub.
Basically.
Okay.
I saw that video.
It's not a bad position.
I saw that video again. It popped up, and I was like, damn, I looked good then.
I also like that, I'm still going to continue to give myself credit as a director for giving officially setting the ambiance by saying we need to put on Urgent by Foreigner in the background here just to make the mood appreciably better.
2 guys, 1 tub.
You know what's funny? Melissa and I were actually going and checking out open houses. That used to be one of our favorite pastimes before the world went to shit, is we would go check out like through Open Door and just go into houses that were for sale and dream of places that might give us a better life. So we went the other day because she's really been jonesing and finally just got so sick of it that we went out during her work day for a moment and gave her a lunch break, and we checked out a house. As we were pulling up, their fire alarm was going off in the house, and I heard it from my car. We were inside the car, and it was, appreciably evident auditorially. So it's possible. Demons in the background. Sorry. Yes. So it is possible that if theirs is chirping, it might be loud enough you're hearing it in your house with crystalline quality. So I wouldn't put it past it.
No, for sure.
Makes sense.
I don't want to get too ahead, but
too late.
The topic, Michael, is it what we've been chatting about? It is.
I was going to say, said I have one prepared. It's ready.
No, I meant the Twitter
Of
things that we were
medium-sized
sharing
girth.
back and forth. It's that.
Twitter.
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 The articles, the current events thing.
Oh
that we're
my,
talking
yes!
About. Okay. Hey, you don't have to fucking yell about it, bro. Okay, bro. You didn't, bro.
Why are you offended, bro?
What we're trying to get to
Bruh.
previously with our talking about the paranormal activity in your home could have been triggered by our favorite of all Night Valian characters, the Monolith.
Or
Your balls?
the faceless woman.
Faceless Woman does not trigger those. She actually sets things on fire.
That's
It is known.
fair point.
Do you have any wheat or wheat byproducts in your house, John?
Fuck, I do.
They may turn to
Oh.
snakes any moment now.
Cool.
But for those of you who are not initiated with this podcast, and after 69
Nice.
scintillating episodes, I cannot imagine that you are not familiar at this point. But if this is your first foray, welcome. We're happy to have you. What we typically do here is we will dive into a random or esoteric topic, and in the course of explaining it to one another, we'll leaven in the occasional lie just to make things interesting. It is then incumbent upon the two co-hosts to ferret out the lies as we hear them, point at them and holler, "Interloper!" or "Posse," if you're so inclined. And as with Whose Line, the points don't matter and nobody wins. Technically, we are all losers. And this week, Michael is bringing us a special on-the-fly edition based on current events. And what are we going to discuss, Monsieur Michael?
So we're going to talk about the Utah Monolith and do a side note into a similar one about the Romanian Monolith.
Oh, they're
But-
called temples, and show some goddamn respect.
Can I take a quick second here before you dive in? Because I just thought about it when Shane was being sexual and just talking because his voice turns me on.
Oh, bless you.
Would you care to inform the listeners what you called Snyder cut that you sent me?
So, last week, there was a point where I was showing the pictures from Slender Man. And John's response to the first picture was, Michael, why are you showing me a big, big, big dick? And so what I did was I expanded it, and I had him repeat the word big for about an hour and 12 minutes. And so it just says, Michael, why am I looking at a picture of a big...
And then it says the word
Big,
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 for
big,
an
big,
hour
big,
and
big,
10
big.
minutes and ends on dick.
Yes.
So it basically was like a campaign speech from a Cheeto-faced twat waffle.
And I called it I actually didn't call it the Snyder cut because I spelled it wrong. I called it the Cinder cut.
Cinder cut.
So, yes.
So when you're threatening to do it, you're like, oh, I'll make a big cut of this if you don't shape up or whatever. And I was like, I fucking dare you.
Because
don't
well,
have the
And I
balls.
pissed you
call-
off
you-
enough that you did it, but it was like reverse psychology because I wanted it and I got it.
did
And
you
now-
listen to it?
Yeah, I listened to it actually 3 times.
I
love the
left
sound
a
of my own
pause about 50 some odd minutes in, where instead of where it should say big, I left like a 5-second
Because I'm
gap.
taking a breath.
Yes. I didn't want to put the effort to put a breath mark in there, but there was still a gap. Yes.
So that's about your usual editing skills.
Yeah, where I tried something and then I realized I didn't want to go the distance with it.
Well, if you want to go the distance on the gap, episode 69 is officially
Nice.
the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Thank
I
you.
Realized that I should just be saying nice after anytime someone says that number.
Nice.
Bro.
Oof.
Okay.
All right, so
Dude.
back to our monoliths that do look a little bit like big dicks.
Yes. The Utah Monolith was a metallic pillar that stood in a red sandstone slot canyon. Yes, that is what the kids are calling it these days.
Mhm.
Located in southeastern Utah. On November 18th, 2020, state biologists of the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources were in southeastern Utah. They were carrying out a survey of bighorn sheep from a helicopter.
That's
Bullshit.
No, that is the truth.
We're primed and ready.
Yes.
That was
These-
good though.
These surveys are flown pretty close to the ground so the biologists can identify the gender of the sheep that they were surveying.
Ooh. 1 second. I don't mean
Yes.
to interrupt you. I didn't mean to halt your flow. Did we say how many lies there are?
Oh, no, I did
Okay,
not.
good. I want to make sure I was paying attention.
There are 3 lies.
Ooh.
I
the
usually
first
write them
one.
at the top, but I did not this week.
Okay, you're fine.
So, the surveys are flown fairly close to the ground so that the biologist can identify the gender of the sheep being surveyed. It kind of makes sense if you want to, like, if you're just counting sheep, you want to have a better idea of, the male, the female population, all that other
Do they
stuff.
have a difficulty of, occasionally the biologists falling asleep during this process?
Yes. They fall out. It's actually a very dangerous part of the job. It's almost as
it's
dangerous
perilous to count sheep that frequently.
because they fall out of the helicopter, and that's actually another reason why they're close to the ground, so that when they fall out, they don't die. They just
Soft
get horribly
landing.
maimed. Yeah. They try and
Also-
land on the sheep.
Yeah, I usually find that what keeps me alert and awake and aware of my surroundings is if before I do any task, if I've had a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell.
Agreed.
That usually keeps the wits sharp and tuned. So maybe we should send them some Mexican pizzas from Taco Bell for the reference.
Well, unfortunately, the Mexican pizza from Taco Bell is no longer going to be available unless you take staunch and quick action, friends and listeners,
Be the change you'd like to see in the world. Change.org.
with salsa.
Yes, with salsa.
Also, they want to be close enough to the ground in case they see a bighorn sheep with a big old dick. They can stop,
They do
jump
have
down,
big,
and
big
make sure
dicks.
they get a good old milk on it.
Yep, they gotta survey those dicks.
Mouth
We
milk.
promised we were going to make this
Yes.
sexual, so it's all
Can't help
downhill
ourselves.
from here. Yeah, here we go. Anything
So-
phallic, we're in it.
Going
so
down.
speaking of this, one of the biologists spotted something odd and told the pilot to fly over the location again. The pilot, Brett Hutchings, described the moment. One of the biologists is the... Why did I write it that way? Nope,
I don't
that
know.
is what it said. One of the biologists is the one who spotted it, and we just happened to fly directly over the top of it. He was like, whoa, turn around. And I was like, what? Which makes sense because it's a helicopter. And he's like, there's this thing back there. We got to go look at it. And that's what turns into, what are you doing, step bro? So the survey crew landed nearby.
I get the joke this time. It feels good.
Good.
Whoa.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Is that quote bullshit?
No, it is true.
Oh,
You have not missed any lies yet.
well.
So the survey crew landed nearby to investigate. The crew later said that there was no obvious indication of who might have put the monolith there. There wasn't, like a X was here or whatever. El Barto. Yes, yeah, I know Simpsons.
Well
I know
done.
that reference. Yes. Spokesman for the Utah Division of Wildlife and Resources later said that the object was found in a remote, rugged, and very rocky area.
Actually, you're misquoting him.
Yes.
He said, "Fuck, get me out of here! It's Utah." That's
He
what
he also described the object as an why do I should have just reworded that an
amalgam.
yes
Amalgamation.
amalgamated steel
all right.
anomaly but
Wow.
added yes I know
It's a tongue twister for you, my friend.
oh it is but added that it was quote not too uncommon to find weird things that people have been doing out in the desert.
Burning
is-
Man. Yes.
It's very. I completely believe. I've been out in the desert outside of the town.
Yeah, you've killed
and-
somebody before.
You've been through the desert on a horse with no name.
Yes. You can find the weirdest shit just dumped out there. Like I've seen quite a few burned cars out there.
Desert Rose. Are they?
Yes, countless broken TVs, and even a kitchen sink or two. The weirdest thing I ever found was a very clean refrigerator. It looked like it was still in working order. It was very odd.
Was Patrick in it?
No, unfortunately.
For you
Thankfully. It was
it
actually
fans.
Indiana Jones.
Hockstetter.
He just survived a nuclear blast. Thankfully, it was a lead refrigerator.
I like that I went for it and you went Kingdom of the fucking Crystal Skull. Quality control
I think
markers.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull fits better into the episode.
Because it fucked the franchise?
Sure. Yeah, we're tanking the franchise right now.
Is someone with a bad Russian accent going to show up and try to magnetize objects with this thing, or
Yeah,
what?
so we said we're gonna get it sexual, so we're just gonna fuck this episode.
Yeah.
And how?
Well, I mean, that's what you guys usually do to my scripts. So,
Is that some salt? Ooh, baby's got back today.
half-assed, like diet salt, saltless salt. I don't know. I don't know. So they landed nearby and they approached it on foot so they can get a better description of the monolith. The metal structure stood about 9.5 feet tall and was planted a bit into the bedrock. So it wasn't sitting on the bedrock; it was sunk a bit down. Whoever doing the planting, wink at camera suggestively, used a concrete saw to dig into the red rock there. I didn't nail that joke well. I'm sorry.
No,
Sorry.
you're supposed to just wink, but not say that you're winking.
Well,
and then we're
if
supposed
this
to be
was
like, oh, he winked, and then there's like a comedic beat, and then you finish the sentence.
Also, that was
Okay.
bullshit. So
Yeah,
no, it was true.
that's
they
still
actually
bullshit.
did drill or cut into Red Rock.
Yeah, another person later on had investigated the site, and he said, based off of the cuts into the bedrock and everything, it looks like they used a concrete saw to cut into the red rock there.
Damn.
You gonna try to take these horses into Red Rock?
It was a triangular prism. So for you, John, that means that it is a triangle base.
Huh?
So it's like a cylinder. So like those cans.
You've been
that
to the
you eat
Louvre, right?
I'm married.
Those cans that you eat your SpaghettiOs out of.
I'm in danger.
Instead of a
She's
circle,
a nice
it's a triangle.
lady.
So
You eat out of her can? It
Oh.
is 2020, I suppose.
In today's day and age,
It's very progressive.
eat.
It's 2020. We eat
Each-
Monolith now.
Ooh.
Or does the
Pridefully
monolith
eat it.
Eat you.
Ooh, plot twist. Each side was about 2 feet wide. It wasn't magnetic. So to
Was
answer-
not?
Yeah, it was not magnetic.
That's bullshit. It was magnetic.
It is not magnetic.
Thank you, Professor.
Magnets, bitch.
How do they work? It was. I sat down and watched that whole music video for ICP's Magnets or whatever, and I literally lost brain cells.
So we're gonna demonetize the After Dark and watch some of it?
God no, I don't need juggalos coming after
The
me.
inane clown pussies. Wait, no, that's a phoenix act.
And how?
Yes.
Get him. It wasn't magnetic. It was constructed on an 1/8 of an inch stainless steel or aluminum. So they were sheets joined together with rivets. So pretty much a rivet is like when you make long sheets of steel and you need to.
He knows what a fucking rivet is.
That was for
Michael.
you, John. Okay.
Yeah.
He's
okay.
riveted by this whole topic.
Anyway, it was.
We've all been
it had-
to an Ace Hardware. We know what rivets look like.
I mean, I go to the Home Depot. I don't know about you, gents.
Oh yeah, I'd rather go to the Home Depot. I feel like they have more stuff there.
Mhm.
But it also had a hollow exterior.
You're doing terrific.
Had a hollow exterior. It had a hollow interior. Jesus.
I've got
Strike-
a hollow exterior. It's called
I wish I
space.
wasn't hollow. Striking the metal produced a dampening sound, indicating some type of liquid was contained therein.
Semen.
Anthrax.
Yeah. Wait, I thought anthrax. Anthrax. I thought anthrax. I thought anthrax.
Anthrax makes great metal music
That
based on
fucking
Stephen King,
Anthrax.
motherfucker. You show respect.
But yes, yeah. So it contained. It was hollow, contained liquid.
Captain Trips, bitch.
Yes. So on November 20th, the Utah Department of Public Safety posted a photo of the pillar on Instagram, describing it as a monolith. So
who misplaced their monolith. Found
So-
in the barren wastelands.
yeah.
Please come collect.
Although the word monolith refers to a single great stone, the word has also become closely associated with the capital M monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey. The Utah DPS released more videos and photographs of the object a few days later on the 23rd, keeping its location secret to prevent people from getting lost trying to find it.
I'm
Can you
not sure
get-
that's true.
That is true.
I
Can you-
mean, just in reality, not calling bullshit on you.
Oh.
It's just that people are still going to go look for it, regardless of whether
Right.
you gave coordinates. They're like Google Earth. checking
Yeah,
stuff.
there's
to
a
see,
lot
like,
available to us nowadays. If
That-
they want to find it, they'll find it.
You nailed it, Shane. So can you guess how long it took for someone to find it on Google Earth?
2 minutes.
An hour and a half.
Within 10 minutes of the DPS announcement, Reddit user Tim Slane had identified the object on Google Earth. And then it goes in a little bit of detail. Slane compared the helicopter flight path against the red and white sandstone terrain from their videos. In an interview with The Verge, Slane said that, quote, he was aided by clues like the cliff's height, the canyon's erosion pattern, indicating a more exposed area, and a flat floor suggesting it wasn't frequently flooded, and by extension was near the top of a watershed. Nerded.
All right.
Yes. Google Earth satellite images showed that the monolith was installed between August 2015 and October 2016. Now, a Dutch journalist
Wait.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
that
say.
was way recent. It wasn't back all the way back then. It was.
I mean,
Nobody
Google.
had found it until then. But if
I was
you
gonna say
recall-
Google Earth does take a long time, for updating, and no one would have gone out into the wastelands for random nonsense. But
Yeah.
still calling bullshit.
Nope, it was true.
Okay.
A Dutch journalist by the name of, and I just wanted to try this, Nuska du Sar,
Bless you.
used Maxar satellite images. So Maxar is a Colorado Space Technology Group, because I had no idea who that was. They used Maxar satellite images to narrow the installation date between July 7th and October 21st, 2016.
So we're calling this a freestanding piece of artwork, essentially, since there's rivets, etc.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
it's definitely evidence that it was man-made. Within 48 hours of the DPS announcement, members of the public had reached the site and uploaded photographs and videos to social media. So, didn't take long. On Facebook, the Utah Highway Patrol shared photos of sheep and the object, asking the public for its thoughts. So we're going to get into some speculation here.
Think sheeple.
Yes, and the public gave those thoughts, saying such things, calling it such things as a resonance deflector, whatever that is, an eyesore, and other things like a satellite beacon, a satellite beacon, or a Wi-Fi router.
Well, yeah, you need to be able to get on Wi-Fi to take the beautiful pictures and immediately upload them in the middle of the wilderness.
Which is funny because it does say in the Wikipedia article, because I did a little bit more digging than just the Wikipedia article. I actually used a New York Times, had a couple of papers on it. I actually had to sign up for their free week service, so I won't be able to use them from here on out afterwards. So that's fine.
Michael, the university we're affiliated with gets you the New York Times access for free. If
Okay.
I know library resources, you goon.
Yeah.
I don't know those fancy
I'll help
technologies.
I
you.
feel like
Good
through this
gracious.
entire show, the main thing that I've learned about you as a person, Michael, is that
Is that I'm lazy?
Yeah, you never you research these shows perfectly fine, but you don't know the benefits that are given to you by working where you work or being affiliated with where you
I'm
are.
very inefficient.
I was
Yes.
gonna say, I also shudder at what your poor students are being subjected to, and you're like, I don't know how you get your resources.
Yeah,
Good
what are you
luck,
doing
fuckers.
with those tuning forks?
I'm not.
I
giving
told
them
them
to
not
you.
to. Yeah, I said, nope, you have a simulation. You ain't getting shit.
We're all in a simulation. Wake up.
Well, the simulation's stimulating.
This will stimulate
I-
the simulation.
Give me a moment.
Many said that it must have been a leftover movie prop. And for good reason. Red Rock County, the county where the monolith was found, served as the backdrop for such movies as Indiana Jones, Star Trek, and Mission Impossible. In response, the Utah Film Commission have stated that, to their knowledge, the monolith was not part of any film production.
It does look like it's straight out of the movie Arrival.
Kinda, yeah. The monolith was compared to works by artist John McCracken, who lived in the Southwest Desert until he died in 2011.
From a broken heart.
Bullshit.
Nope, true.
Son of a bitch.
He believed in the existence of extraterrestrials and expressed an interest in leaving behind a piece of artwork in the desert.
What's funnier is I think I actually did a segment on that gentleman for Art Beat Nation that I'm recalling presently.
Wait, what now?
There are individuals who like to do these odd art pieces that are just stranded out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm fairly certain I recall, it's very likely not this person, but I remember a gentleman who talked about making these very enormous sort of like juggernaut structures just out in the middle of nowhere so that they will stand out stark against the natural environ. It's man's footprint out in the wild, as it were.
Yeah.
Okay.
The object resembled the metallic monoliths McCracken made, and was described as nearly identical to McCracken's Fair, so the art piece was titled Fair. And honestly, this piece wouldn't be considered out of line with his works, because I looked up his works, and they are all monoliths of varying shapes, sizes, and colors. So, David Zwirner...
Drink.
Zwirner. So, David, who shows McCracken's art in his art gallery, said in a statement that the monolith was definitely McCracken's work. The statement was subsequently...
Subsequently?
Subsequently.
That's beautiful.
Yes. Retracted by a spokesman of him, who said it was more likely created by another artist in homage, not homage, homage.
Bless you.
To McCracken. It could be said that it could be that the real artist or artists haven't come forward because of a statement DPS released, wherein they quoted the Burrow.
Oof.
It's that art style that occurred in the the 17th century.
Yeah, Burrow.
Yes, Baroque.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes,
Jesus
the Burrow
Christ.
of land management regulations that it is illegal to install structures, including art, on public lands without permission, quote, no matter what planet you're from, unquote.
Bullshit.
True.
Okay. Finally, after my fishing, I feel like I had to hit something.
No, you're fine. I'm happy that I got I got 2 lies past you.
Well
2 lies.
done.
Yes. So the removal of it. The Utah division of the Bureau of Land Management, because now I'm just going to dig into it.
So Bureau for the
It's like
rest
you're
of
learning
everybody
how to
else out there.
unspeak the English, like unlearn the English language.
Unspeak it, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm hurting.
Said that
Audible deletion, yes.
The Bureau of Land Management. The Bro.
For the fucking
I like
Weasleys
that
live
better.
or what?
The
Can we
Bro
do-
of Land Management.
Can we do the oof of land management instead?
Okay, I'll do that instead. The Utah division of the OOF of Land Management said that it received credible reports that the monolith was removed on the evening of November 27th, 2020, by an unknown party. All that was left was a hole
Winked at camera. Well
containing a triangular piece.
That's how you do it.
All that was left was a hole containing a triangular piece that is speculated to be the base of the monolith. 2 people who hiked to the location near midnight reported seeing a pickup truck driving away from the site, carrying an object as they approached.
Was it Emotep?
No? Was that a Mummy reference?
Mummy Returns. Remember, like, they have that, like, pit? They're digging up the mummy, and, like...
God, I
done.
don't...
We have shown that we are just bastions of marvelous cinema on this episode
Hey.
based on the references alone.
Don't you talk shit about Mummy Returns,
I actually...
man.
Yeah, the Mummy Returns, you can't really fuck with that. Those
I
are flawless
agree.
movies.
They're entertaining, but now we've got
Flawless
the Kingdom
movies.
of the Crystal Skull, the Mummy franchise, and 2001 A Space Odyssey. So we have now gone, Kubrick and Spielberg. And anyone want to give me a director on the Mummy films?
I do not, but it's the same guy who
Case in
did Odd
point.
Thomas.
Is what?
Did he get consent?
I don't know.
Not with that attitude.
Thank you.
Who was the director?
I don't remember the guy's
I
name.
don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Oh,
I just,
okay,
in
yeah,
the pantheon here, we went
I
from
mean, the
great
only
to great
bad
to...
movie that you mentioned, or only bad director you mentioned in that list was Kubrick. So everyone else is fantastic.
Ooh,
Oof.
damn. So, you don't like The Shining, then?
I'm fucking kidding.
All right.
Oh, it's like you can dislike the actor, dislike the director, but not his work.
I know firsthand you have seen A Clockwork Orange at least 5 times.
I've seen a version of it.
You're right.
What version of it?
You ever heard a drill sounding?
Spunk in the eyes.
Oh.
Listen, don't bring that shit back up. We got that through off air. I don't need you talking about anything to do with urethras ever again.
Mother of pearl.
Kill me, Michael.
Mother of pearl diving, apparently, if you're urethral sounding.
Ooh-wee! Initially, both the local sheriff's office and the Oof of Land Management stated they were not opening an investigation into the removal, although the sheriff's office posted a most wanted, air quotes, suspects poster on their Facebook page.
Have you seen this pig?
Where the faces of suspects were replaced by 9 big-eyed aliens. On November 30th, both parties reversed their decision and are planning, or have already planned, I guess, a joint investigation. This would have probably been the end of the story if not for the day of writing, so December 1st, or last Tuesday by the reference of the air of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Times published a story titled Earthlings, it seems, not aliens, remove the Utah monolith. I have no idea why it was... Anyway, several people, not the 2 people seeing the pickup truck drive away, mind you, just stating that for record, a photographer by the name of Ross Bernards and his friend Peter Jans, and then his other friend, I think it was Michael something or other. I didn't write what his name was, but whatever.
Peter Greer.
Sure, whatever. Peter Greer.
Richard Holder.
Yes. Ross Bernards and his friends were visiting the monolith and taking some...
that one, Shane? Shane's just fucking shaking his head.
I haven't encountered Dick Holder in a good long while. He's a nice guy, though.
Oh my goodness.
Have you seen Mike Hunt?
I think they're cousins, at the very least.
So I just sent a picture of what they were doing.
Why does that say...
Son of a bitch. God, fuck. So, it is not that.
It's my new favorite shtick.
I wasn't expecting it.
Because no one's ever gonna hear it but us.
Yeah, the joke's on you. He's leaving it in, and everyone's gonna know what you did.
No, I'm not gonna leave it in.
Why not, Michael?
Because I have standards.
It's our long-running joke.
For editing the podcast, I don't have standards elsewhere. So Ross Bernard he's kind of... New York Times article described him as a, quote, adventure photographer, but he was visiting the monolith and taking pictures of it with using a loom cube, whatever that is, pretty much giving it like a spotlight effect. So it was attached to a drone and creating the effect that you guys can see if you click the link.
It's a cool photo.
Oh, yeah, it's very nice.
Kind of looks like Luke Skywalker on A New Hope's original.
That's what I thought of when I saw it, because he had the arms up like
and there's a light shining or coming out from above it.
Yes. So I'll read his post, not all of it, but kind of just like the good meaty parts of it. If you're interested in what exactly happened to the monolith.
You okay?
I'm done.
You want to take that from one, bud?
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm telling you, just get one more man out, and then the whole thing shuts down.
And I'm Michael. If you're interested in what exactly happened to the monolith, keep reading, because I was literally there. On Friday, 3 friends and myself drove the 6 hours down to the middle of nowhere in Utah and got to the, air quotes, trailhead around 7 p.m. after passing a sea of cars on our way in. I had just finished taking some photos of the monolith under the moonlight and was taking a break, thinking about settings I needed to change for my last battery of drone flight, when we heard some voices coming up the canyon. We were contemplating packing up our things as they walked up, so they can enjoy it for themselves like we did. At this point, I looked down at my watch and saw it was 8:40 p.m. 4 guys rounded the corner, and 2 of them walked forward. They gave a couple of pushes on the monolith, and one of them said, quote, "You better have got your pictures." He then gave it a big push, and it went over, leaning to one side. He yelled back to his other friends that they didn't need the tools. The other guy with him at the monolith then said, quote, "This is why you don't leave trash in the desert."
Damn.
Yeah, savage. Then all four of them came up and pushed it almost to the ground on one side before they decided to push it back the other, and I think he means the other way, when it then popped out and landed on the ground with a loud bang. They quickly broke it apart, and as they were carrying it to the wheelbarrow that they had brought, one of them. Wow, this is just terrible grammar.
Did you write it?
No, I should have. I should have.
Do you want me to take over?
No,
here? I'm looking.
Yeah,
at
go
it,
for it.
so.
Go for it.
They quickly broke it apart, and as they were carrying to the wheelbarrow that they had brought, one of them looked back at us all and said, "Leave no trace." That was at 8:48. If you're asking why we didn't stop them, well, they were right to take it out. We stayed the night and the next day hiked to a hilltop overlooking the area where we saw at least 70 different cars and a plane in and out. All right. Cars parking everywhere in the delicate desert landscape. Yeah, you're going to hurt that sand. Nobody following a path or each other. We could literally see people trying to approach it from every direction to try to reach it, permanently altering the untouched landscape. Mother Nature is an artist. It's best to leave the art in the wild to her.
Yes. So while
Thanks, Ross.
While Ross did not take pictures of the four workers, one of his friends took a few photographs with his cell phone, which those
got
pictures
leaked.
Are there?
Yes,
yeah.
they're in the New York Times article with that title. The images are of several men working beneath the cover of darkness, wearing gloves but not masks. The insides of the monolith are also shown, revealing a hollow structure with the inside made of plywood. So
it
as
is
of
just an art installation?
Yes. So as of this recording, December 2nd, it was revealed that the artist was none other than Banksy.
That's
almost
a lie.
copying. God damn it! Yeah, I wanted to make it.
That fool
It's
ain't
easy
doing
to
that
just.
shit.
Yeah, it's easy to just blame everything on
Sounds
Banksy.
like some white nonsense.
Well, so what I wrote was almost copying one of his past stunts, where he sold a painting at an auction and upon a sale shredded the painting.
Love that story so much.
Yeah. I wrote that his plan was to leave the monolith out there until it was discovered and then quickly take it down before it could be turned into a tourist attraction. So, as of this writing, the artist has not been revealed.
But there has been another one, right?
Yes, I found earlier the next day, so the day of recording, Wednesday, December 2nd, that someone had taken credit for the removal of it. Not necessarily the artist himself, but took credit for the removal, and it involves TikTok. Yes. A quote from the CNN article that is also linked in the show notes. Sylvan Christensen, who has almost 30,000 followers on TikTok, I know, big deal, very big deal, very important, posted a video of the monolith strapped to a wheelbarrow, strapped to that, and carried away with the faces of the individuals removing the structure blurred. The post has since...
Wheelbarrow.
Strapped to that.
Strapped to that.
Strapped to that.
Just be strapped to that. The post has been viewed almost 200,000 times on TikTok. Don't abandon your personal property on public land if you don't want it to be taken out. Christensen wrote in a caption along with the hashtag "Leave No Trace." Yes. Christensen identifies himself as a guide for Moab Adventure Tours. According to his social media, Moab is a city that's not too far from this location. The group, Moab Adventure Tours, I believe, emailed in a statement to CNN, we removed the Utah monolith because there are clear precedents for how we share and standardize the use of our public lands, natural wildlife, native plants, freshwater sources, and human impacts upon them. The mystery was the infatuation, and we want to use this time to unite people behind the real issues here. We are losing our public lands. Things like this don't help. So,
all right, reasonable.
Yes, and that's kind of where the story ends as of recording. It could be that by the time this is aired, the artist has come forward. Who knows? At this point, the mystery is kind of like, it wouldn't really be, it would just be like a side note. Like, if this does happen before our next recording, then I'll kind of mention it as a side note. But
It's unfortunate because I was really hoping that we could have passed off the idea that it was sucked up into a spectral vortex and that it was a sign that the elder gods would soon be descending on this ungodly nation.
Right? That was like, well, who had alien invasion for December 2020 bingo?
Yeah.
Yes.
You did or didn't mention that another one is in Romania.
Yes. So this is the end. I wanted to end on it. It was a side note because the story is very, very short. It's only a couple of paragraphs. On November 26, 2020, a monolith nearly identical to the one found in Utah was discovered in Romania. I'm not going to try to pronounce the hill it was found on, nor the city, but I will say that it was found near the...
Crystal clear.
Okay. I don't know why you're showing the picture again.
Leave no trace.
Hashtag leave no trace. Oh, did you just find his pictures on...
Hashtag no trace left behind.
Anyway... I will say that it was found near the historical Petrodava Dacian fortress. So I can't say historical, but I can say Petrodava Dacian fortress.
Indeed you can.
Yes.
Bless you.
And have.
Yes. It was placed there illegally on private property. A local radio station stated on the 29th that the monolith had also disappeared, mentioning...
I think you are, yet again, misattributing a quote, because they also said, "Get us the fuck out of here, it's Romania!"
How the fuck do we get here?
Fair enough.
What year is it? When
There's still
is it?
time. Is Nixon still president?
Tell me where is Ghostface Killer.
Stated the monolith had also disappeared, mentioning that a, quote, bright light, unquote, had been reported, though it did not provide a specific source for that report. More quotations. Locals thought the light came from a car, but the light pointed towards the sky. In the morning, the place where the monolith stood erect was empty. Only a faint imprint remains on the ground covered by snow. On December 1st, a local newspaper confirmed to Reuters? The newspaper. It's a big. It's like Associated Press. It's that sort of like.
It's big.
Yeah. Confirmed to that newspaper that the Romanian monolith had disappeared. The paper made the additional claim that a bad local welder had apparently made the item, though that person's identity remains unknown.
Just a bad local welder.
Yes, that was
As in Michael Jackson bad, or
the air quotes bad local welder.
Okay.
So take that as you will.
Criticism all over the place. Don't leave your trash in the desert. He's a bad welder. Everybody's a critic.
Right. So, any last
spam call and
RJD2?
Hey, have you ever seen Mad Men?
You know, that one time.
So any I love that song. Any other stabs to the
jugular?
Yes,
lies?
myself.
Yeah.
I just want to
You are not a lie. You are truth.
I'm stabbing anyway.
What?
So, huh?
Huh?
So the first lie. Oh, sorry. You inhaled.
Sailing away.
Did I call bullshit on its attribution to being tied to a film at all at the time when you said
no,
it? Did I say
no, but there was no attribution to a film. That was true. It said it wasn't tied to a film.
Okay. Well, and you know, it bullshit that people were attributing.
Oh, no. People were saying
okay.
that it was, yes. People were thinking that it was a leftover prop from a film. And
Gotcha.
the Utah Film Corporation came out and said no. To
That
their
was my
knowledge,
last ditch.
yes, yeah. To their
Said
knowledge,
there
that
was
is not
no
the
way.
case. No
No.
way. So I mentioned that striking the metal produced a dampened sound, indicating it was some type of liquid contained therein. It was a lie. It wasn't
All
that
right.
terrifying. While there was dampened sound, the sound was indicating some type of insulation inside, not some type of liquid, which it was found to be plywood.
I was too busy saying it was anthrax.
Yeah.
It's John was saying it was semen, so
The same thing.
dampened sound.
It
from
is when it
semen.
comes from you.
This is known.
It's an insulator.
I've seen you kill cows with it.
Oh, the attic has been insulated with my semen. The other lie. So remember when I asked you how many or how long it took for people to find the monolith on Google Maps?
Yeah.
Sure.
I said 10 minutes.
Uh-huh.
It was more like hours after the announcement, not minutes. It wasn't.
I said
that
an
fast.
hour and a half. So
You did say an hour and a half.
I may have been
We're
close.
on the right track.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But I think John said like 2 minutes or something to that effect. Which I mean,
Split the difference. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, it was 10 minutes.
So
and then,
Call that
technically
Arizona
all
math.
correct, Yeah.
yeah, and
Yes.
Arizona math. Close enough for
Common
government
Core.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 3 squares and a triangle.
It's my favorite metal movement right now.
Common Core.
Common
Just a
Core.
bunch of kids.
I can't count.
Literally, it's just a bunch of kids smashing their heads into their desks because it makes no fucking sense.
Also out of time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Everyone's clapping on the 1 and the 3.
As of this, and then the last lie was obviously the Banksy lie. I just wanted to attribute it to Banksy because why not? Yes. So that was it. And thank you, John, for telling me that I should do an episode on it. Probably because you thought it would be a little bit more terrifying than it actually was.
No, I just think it's bizarre as shit. I thought it'd be fun just because it's current. Like, it's happening probably still. It was also a near miss with, who has aliens for 2020. Because when I saw it pop up on my feed, I was like, that's pretty weird. And then the following couple days after seeing the one pop up in Romania, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm desensitized enough that, this could be it. And fuck it. I don't give a shit.
If the aliens are going to invade Utah and Romania, Utah's close
If
to
anything,
Arizona.
they're going to do us a solid and take out the Mormons first.
True that.
You said it. I didn't say it.
Yep, you heard it here first. Shane hates.
I'll just censor the word malt.
I hate human beings in general. It doesn't matter what race, color, creed, religion. I just want you all eradicated.
Yeah.
I welcome our evil overlords, and I am begging for their inclusion into their group.
And Michael, if you were going to censor anything that our beloved Shane has said, you can always take the clip of me saying, Mormons! And just,
Oh, that would be funny as hell. I'm gonna do that instead.
Hell is no laughing matter, sir.
Yeah, I know.
Those raised in the Mormon faith will tell you. No joke.
Hell is
Speaking of
serious
jokes,
business.
I had to painfully flustered describe to my brother's girlfriend what birds aren't real means, because I was wearing my birds aren't real shirt on our Zoom call for Thanksgiving.
You really need to work on this whole marketing thing that we've been talking about. You have a whole fucking episode of this podcast that you could have just pointed her to, hyperlink, and be like, listen to this. I will give it to you in less than 45 minutes, and you would have spared yourself agony, and we would have gotten an algorithm bump.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's
I'm so upset at you right now.
It's all about
I
the
deserve
algorithm.
the hatred. I deserve it. I'm so sorry.
Yep.
All hail the algorithm.
All hail our feathered fiends.
Wow.
Lies of the flying skies.
Ooh, I like that name.
What do we
Good
have
band name.
coming up?
Me?
Is it you next
No,
week?
no, not coming
Give
in.
me 5 minutes.
I said not coming in.
I don't ever.
Fair
So
enough.
I don't have any kids.
That is a lie.
Unlike you. Daddy, that's not my daddy.
Hello, Daddy. Not my daddy.
Oh, big oof.
She is
yes,
flat out
it will
gonna walk
be-
up to you one day, like in a grocery store. Daddy, that's not my daddy.
Just greet me like
it
that
is,
when I go to your bar next.
Yeah, you got it. I'll never
This,
call you Dad.
the next episode is going to be Shane talking about Joe Gage.
Excuse you?
Joe Gage. He's writing his life story.
Joe Gage.
Mhm. He
He
sure
didn't.
is.
He didn't drive his.
Huh?
I was
You
just
got
trying
me
to
talking
get.
politics.
Was just getting John to laugh, Michael.
Huh?
Calm down.
It's a
What year?
reference to a film, which is
Oh,
also known
I
as
don't.
movies.
I've heard of talkies. They're pretty
So we're
good.
going to be leading a passel of ponies into Red Rock. And with all that snow and all them dead bodies, you're going to be a mite pokey. And you're going to run smack dab into the Mingdray gang. And how many is that again, Grouch?
5.
15 killers strong, Daisy.
Well, mean bastards, you hang.
Okay.
Wow, thanks for the dead air there, Michael. Brilliant producer and editor.
I mean, I don't know the reference, but I understand the point.
There we go.
Dim-witted dunderfuck.
Callbacks.
References.
Come dumpstry.
I think we both got that pitch perfect as well. I'm very impressed.
Basically, yeah.
Our parroting skills.
Brock,
Birds aren't
it's
real.
Lovecraft.
Brock, I'm not real.
We only have a couple
Barack?
more weeks until The Stand comes out.
Brock. Oh, so I can't. I think I teased you guys a while ago about some
You showed some
information
nip.
about The Stand. The Stephen King's The Tit.
Blep.
Blep. What are you talking
I
about?
can't make
Finish your
vomit
point.
noises. Melissa
Oh.
will die. So
Oh, okay. That's fair. That's fair. When I hear blep, that's yeah. Okay.
don't do it, man.
I'm not. I'm sorry, Melissa. Anyway, did you, either of you see that it was confirmed that Marilyn Manson would have been
You talked about this.
okay?
I
Oh,
didn't care enough to look for it, to be honest with
well,
you. But
all right, fine then. Never mind then.
all right, Jesus Christ,
Yeah, why don't you
superstar.
fucking yeah. Chug that bottle. Go comatose
Starfuckers
for me.
Incorporated over here.
Yeah. Deep throat that bottle, you little bitch.
Ugh. Great.
You're welcome.
Wait, so I get chastised for burping into the mic, but Shane does it, and we're all fucking fine with it?
He's burping away from the mic.
Oh,
not directly.
sorry.
It's gonna get
He's-
cut
he's
out. You're
burping
fine.
Well, now I
around the
can't. Now I'll just-
omnidirectional mic. Ooh.
Well, he shouldn't have it
I
on.
don't have it on an
omnidirect-
omnidirectional setting.
because that would be stupid. My God.
No, unlike you, I don't want the animals in my house to make it
I
onto
don't
the podcast.
have an option
recording.
with this
You
microphone.
unprofessional cunt.
If there was a longer way to say
Get him,
your
Dad.
name that sounded as aggressive as calling me Jonathan, I would be calling you that name.
Shanathan.
Shenantha.
I did actually used to sign out at Tower Records when I was balancing the registers at the end of the evening. I used to sign it as Shaniqua.
I believe it. You kind of bear a resemblance.
And I did this for about 2 months straight. And then I remember her name vividly. She's still around. Lisa Unmack, who was our manager, one day walked in when Glenn and I were in the back working on some forms. And she's like, "Who in the world is Shanika?" Which one? I have no idea.
you should
I
know
don't
the
what
people
you're talking
when you're an
about.
Must be a
employee.
new hire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know your employees.
It's really unprofessional of you to not have any. She used to, every email she sent us was just as an FYI, and then went into whatever she said, just every single
I
time.
want to start doing that if I can.
Just
remember.
as in for your information.
Just as in for your
Sound it
information.
out, you numb idiot.
I had
Whoa.
a boss who, before he said anything instead of FYI, it was, well, it's like this. Well, it's like this. Well, it's like this. Oh,
It's like that, and that's
and well,
the way it
it's
is.
like this, guys. That reminded me that someone interacted with us on the social.
Get out of here.
What? No, I don't believe it. Bullshit.
Someone left another message. Michael, you are quite a popular person.
Well, people take pity on me.
We are recording a podcast with
On
you
our
right now, so I
Instagram.
suppose you're right.
We had a comment on, where is this from? It's from November 6th. So they quite a little bit ago. Commented, new drinking game. When Michael says, quote, "That's fair," end quote. I would
True.
say who you are, but I try to keep the end, you know.
Oh, I'm trying not to. I'm trying. I agree with that statement.
Did you also see that we had a post? Well, neither of you would monitor this, but on
Nope.
our Facebook, someone posted back on our Phoenix Jones episode saying, "I want to be Phoenix Jones' first sidekick."
Didn't we talk about this too?
Yeah.
Or
No,
time travel?
not on air. Mm-mm.
Oh, we didn't talk about it on air. I don't
No,
think.
because this happened fairly recently. This was like last
This wasn't
week.
on air?
I
I
don't
know, I
know
don't remember talking about
anymore.
it.
Okay, no, and you're...
If we did, I
was gonna
didn't
say Shane
reckon
is
it at
the
all.
person who does remember the things that we've said on air. You are the master of our continuity. So,
You'd hope.
yeah, there is a
Aw,
person
shit.
out there that we should interview.
And at which point my response was like, well, who doesn't? I mean, obviously, we'd all love to be Phoenix Jones. He's like, no, I really want to be his sidekick. I desperately crave this. Like, and then I go to his Facebook profile, and it's like maybe looks like a teenager, mid-teens, and his profile pic is actually like Benjamin Fodor, Phoenix Jones, and him side by side that he has created to
That's
show
sweet.
as an homage and show how much he loves him. And it's like him training with MMA gloves on, and he's amping up to get there. So bless you.
Yeah.
We appreciate you not listening to the podcast and just commenting on our Facebook page, which is what I wish more people would do.
And Shane, how would they find this information? How?
You know, strangely enough, we have all the social networks.
What?
All of them.
Parlor?
No, sorry, we're not about. We're we don't
can
associate
we
with little cooks.
Can we make a Parlor page?
I think you already have one, Michael.
No.
We'll just co-opt yours.
Yeah, you talk
please.
about it an awful lot for not having
Oh
one.
my goodness.
Yeah.
'Cause I-
One Michael walked into a parlor.
Oh,
Says, I'm looking for
boy.
the man who shot my paw.
You know, I imagine that most of the people on Parlor can speak the English language almost as well as you can.
Ouch.
Bunch of cagey,
Ouch.
cunning linguists.
Oh
But
my-
for those of you who
Oh.
are enjoying what you're hearing here and you want to check us out, you want to interact with
Michael.
us just as these fine folks we just alluded to, you can
hurt.
find us on Instagram at Disinformed Podcast, at Facebook.com/Disinformed Podcast, and on the Twitters at Disinformed Pod. And of course, you can find us everywhere that disreputable podcasts are released from, that they flee and run from, every single week, and also every week on the Tubes of You. You can find us on Wednesdays and Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, and you can hear the Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles on Wednesday, where we read a ghastly fanfic that is all about the light of the Lord descending down from the heavens and touching a collection of school children and magically influencing their lives with his grace. And then on Fridays, it's Disinformed After Dark, where we decompress from our episodes and let the files compress whilst we chat with one another and go into the glorious hypotheticals that are proffered to us. I'm choking on my own spit, by Chuck Klosterman. So, thank you all for being here. We sincerely appreciate you being here every single week. So, keep on pinging that download button. Give us some love. And if you dig what we do, please rate and review. We would love to hear from
We
you.
just got our analytics from Spotify for our year in review.
Uh-huh.
It turns out if you go
18
from,
million listeners strong.
Yeah, it's crazy. But we had one weak area, and that was the UK. And it turns out when you go from 0 listeners in the UK to 1 listener in the UK, that, my friends, is 100% up.
Woo!
So
Stats!
Thank
Yeah.
you, 1 listener in the UK, for taking our stats from 120,000 listens per episode to 120,001 per episode. We really appreciate you. And again, just to really piggyback off of Shane's point here, there is still time to save the Mexican pizza from Taco Bell. We are coming for you, Taco Bell. Be prepared.
We're coming for everyone, technically. I mean, just little provocation
Depending
at all.
on the amount of clothing you're wearing.
Yeah. Also, we should talk about the fact that Michael did want us to make a concerted effort to cater to the good folks in the UK.
Oh, yeah. So there's a new...
to continually bolster those numbers. So for
hold
me,
on.
who's the quote-unquote problematic one?
Well, we have a new co-host, and that's who you're trying to introduce.
No. What I was trying to do was allude to the fact that Michael's recommendation was we do an episode about fucking tea and crumpets.
Yeah, it's offensive.
Why don't you get your stats right the next time and it's
0.
UK down to 100%.
That's reasonable. But yes, so we've decided instead, we've elected to add a new co-host. And so we'd like to take a moment to introduce you to Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Well, greetings everyone, and I'm certainly happy to be here, and I hope that you all continue to enjoy the Disinformed podcast on a weekly basis, because it is a highbrow and quite entertaining little bit of fare for you all.
Wow, Sean, that's high praise
you.
from somebody that speaks a fair language. So
Well, we
Fair
are,
enough.
of course, far better educated than all of you over here across the pond, you will know. Because we actually understand science, unlike other individuals on this podcast.
Now, Sean, your last name, it wouldn't happen to be Caine, would it? Because you bear a striking resemblance to Michael Caine.
I don't sound at all like Michael Caine. Thank you.
Now you're doing this.
If I wanted to
kinda
sound
Rickman
like
thing.
Michael Caine, I could take it this way and be like, "It's Michael Caine. Hello, everyone.
Sean, that's a great point.
I plan to come."
I'm about to come.
Dear madam, brace yourself. I'm about to come.
Oh, God.
Open
I'd
your
watch
gravelly
it.
maw
Walking
and
through the
accept my
forest.
seed.
I'd watch it.
I'm about to have a nut the size of a tangerine.
What if it was like the monologue he gives in The Dark Knight about the
Some
villager?
people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah, except some people just
Yes.
want to watch the world
Watch
come.
the world not
Yeah.
know.
Some people just want to swallow the world's cum.
So, speaking of which, and I feel like this is almost perfectly timed, congratulations to all the people that survived No Nut November. I am not a person that does that myself.
Because you don't have sex or masturbate.
Yeah, I'm no nut in my life. So,
Don't nut in my life, bro.
And-
According to Courtney, yes, you are most certainly no nut your life.
and this is the first episode of the month of Destroy Dick December, according to Reddit. So,
I am well on my way.
I just don't understand these human compulsions. It's just based on the strictures of a made-up fucking calendar that it's like, oh no, I'm gonna abstain from drugs
what?
for October. I'm not gonna masturbate at all during the month of November. And during December, I'm gonna continue to reaffirm to the world just how goddamn droolingly dumb I actually am
Now,
by saying I'm gonna fuck everything that moves.
one, I think it was really rude that Sean left without saying goodbye.
Oh, he's still here.
Okay, cool. Two, I think you're onto
Did you not
something
notice
because
that I still have my webcam on?
there we go.
John.
I agree with you because I don't need a reason to touch myself
Destroy your dick?
so frequently that I chafe until it hurts to think about having the appendage. So, like, I think it's kind of offensive that people only destroy their dicks 1 month out of the year. I think you should be destroying your stuff nonstop. It's called self-love. You need to love
Destroy Dick
yourself.
2020.
Yeah.
I concur. As a matter of stone fact, I have been attempting to wreck my own genitals from the moment that I discovered
Might
them.
I recommend drill sounding?
Not in that way.
By the way,
prefer to destroy my
you're-
genitals by thrusting them violently towards your mother at any given instant.
been a while.
Mr. Twatkins.
Also, just a fair warning: do not Google search what I've mentioned. It is not safe for
No.
life. I'm
Never
saying
do
it because
this.
I know that it really upsets Shane, but I am not going to talk about it anymore because I don't want you to look into it. So, thank you very much, and sorry, Shane.
Michael, do yourself a favor and avoid this.
I was gonna
like the
say,
plague.
joke's on you. We have an audio clip of it.
No, oh God, no. I wasn't ready, but
You should have been ready.
Yeah. End me.
Oh, dear Lord, I wish I could. And as a matter of stone fact, over here in the UK, we are far more comfortable with people like you just being dispatched post-haste.
Ooh. Don't tease me with a good
There
time.
aren't as many guns here, but we will club you to death in front of other people for our own amusement.
I'm feeling a
Tasty.
lot better.
As well you should. Well, ladies and germaphobes, thank you very much for being here for another uplifting edition of the Disinformed podcast, and we are absolutely elated to have had you here with us. Michael can take a tea and crumpet up the ass, as far as I'm concerned.
Ooh, tea enema.
Anima?
Enema.
Hardly know her.
Anima?
I hardly. Damn it.
Why am I not surprised that you can't pronunciate anything, as a matter of stone
An
fact?
enema.
She's not British.
How is it
He's
supposed
barely
to be?
fucking human. He can't even breathe properly.
Confused ooga booga. What?
Snaked up out of the primordial ooze like the dribbling post cum out of some sort of angry elephant. And
That's-
it's Michael.
That's what I.
wanted
That's
sex.
That's what I'm told.
Sex,
Yes.
baby.
Best part of you trickled down your mother's thighs, you dumb cunt.
Which over there isn't as
How do you
offensive.
pronounce it then? It's an enema.
With your mouth, you dumb
You don't
son of a
perform an
bitch.
enema with the kid. You perform it with your heart.
With that attitude, yes, definitely.
Alright, that's enough of this stupid shit. Anyway, we thank you all for being here. We hope that you come back later on. I assure you it's going to get far more interesting now that the Brits have invaded. The Redcoats are coming for episode 69.
Nice.
Bro. Indeed.
Oof of land management.
So, for the monolithic episode 69.
Nice.
Fuck off. This has been the Disinformed podcast. I am Sean.
I am John.
I'm Shane.
I am John.
And I'm Michael.
So long and good night. Really? Sure? Is this a fade out?
Fuck you. Don't give a fucking fade out.
Wait, is this a fade out?